Well, uh, uh, good afternoon. It's 2 p.m., just about 3 p.m. here in sunny British Columbia. Uh, Gracious uh, uh, life and nature to you. So the idea I was, of course, I thought to myself, really you blabber on about all this different stuff, but there's my son out in the Maritimes, Ezra, and I'm thinking, rarely do I specify that it's a message for him. So I guess hello, but there was a few different things, and I keep mentioning all this other stuff. I don't know what I'm missing. Seriously. Anyway, oh yeah, life on Earth. Um, what now? Oh yeah, no, got that for sure. Just like milk, you can have life on Earth. Get it at the store. Seriously. Anyway, a bit about symmetry, right? Natured attunement. So if you have one space and then another space, both of which are attuned, and then so other decision fields that are having difficulty coming to conducive conclusions about anything, could be mathematics and human extinction, or verifying a future biomass biology, Schumann coherency, all those different things, trying to decide. And so we're thinking together, and then some of that space is directly connected to perhaps memory, perhaps coherence within a present moment that is essentially like how do I describe that? Well, that's exactly what it is, a leaf on a tree. So it's not house plants because it's movement, that's for sure. But so this nature bathing and eigenvectors, and coherency. What was the other thing? So extinction. And so this is cropping up in subculture, and everybody likes to apply a category, some kind of type or category to intellectual process. So judicial, so input for judicial verification of, so is it or isn't it, and so ever since limits to growth, in 1970 something, people have thought about this sort of thing. If there's bioremediation, sometimes there's flexible timelines. Some of that's beyond typical perceptual capacity, and it should stay that way. But on the other hand, there's this wish to biomimicry is incredibly, it's like a conditional escape for aversion to, conservationism, you name it. And we're not going to keep it. We're just going to try and alter it. That's not what it is. That's a conditional escape. So it's interesting. A lot of technology that might try and escape mutual rationality about value and process. So, and always assertive, well, if that's smart, I'll get there first and destroy something. So a lot of that is under suspension. And then there's as well, there's so I was talking to the bingo ladies about geopolicy, right? Oh, and it occurred to me, the thought came out of space from somewhere, access to decision makers when they're preoccupied with geopolicy, because, here's what the problem is. It's oxygen and standard air and phytoplankton and thermohaline, or different things. Oh, well, there's somebody working on that. In the meantime, the decisive interval between humanity and coherency as a decisive binary between what we have associative life and associative negativity. That's, it doesn't have to be binary, but, traversal, right? And fatalism, I guess, not so much. So take all those negative moments from history, sweep them under the rug, and do something productive. So there's a difference, right? There's history from, there's the negative moment that alters the collective inertia, and well, we can go back and find something, who knows, Egypt, 800 AD, here's what happened. So maybe we're disinterested in that, whereas we really want to talk about somehow, there's recent issues. And so there was a bit about ex injuria non orator, which means if you commit a crime, there's no subsequent legal benefice. So I talked about that in a previous post. Michael Morell knows for sure that we didn't know why, and that's so. Subsequently, there's legal standing. And then there's estoppel and different things. But if we want to open that up, it's my personal opinion, and no one in the world thinks this is helpful. But public conscience is ameliorated by consciousness. So if there's death, there's awareness, and so there have been maybe at least, well, there's a lengthy list of what could be ordered as revisionism, and some of that's the global south, some of that's how we rationalize progeny, and what becomes magnetic in moments of appreciation, as opposed to just that's another person. So we realize that's another person, and that's the pathway directly, to changing the situation. And so there's issues. So most recently, in the past 20 years, it's been Japan, China, maybe Russia was before that. It's been Italy, Nepal, the list goes on and on. But we have significant stoppage for mathematical attribution to planetary rotation and how that relates to solar gravitational waves and people in different countries. All right, that's it for now. So next week, back to basics with the ubiquitous assumption that I'm alive and you're alive.